Alrighty, welcome back. Let's go ahead and put us in queue here. Why are they buffing Graves, man? It's like the most obnoxious part of his kit is the armor. And they're like doubling it at early levels. Just buff his damage if you want to buff something about him, or like his cooldowns or something. I don't know. Just like that's just the free armor. I just do not like it when champions get like a lot of defense for free, and they can just like build full offense, or the other way around, right? Like where they can just have a ton of offense for free and build all defense. I mean, I get it. Bruisers are a thing. You don't just want like pure DPS and pure tank. You like somewhere in between. But I think like skill expressive mitigation is much better than just like flat stacks that stay up basically permanently. It's like the enemy, you know, I feel like DPS should have to outplay people most of the time. And like there's just no outplaying somebody who gets 70 free armor. It is what it is. They just get, you know, whatever 1400 free gold worth of stats. Nerf Graves, armor, buff Graves armor, nerf Graves armor. Oh, is that what they've been doing? I can't even remember. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult to balance around that because he does a hell of a lot of damage. And he has really good wave clear. But he just gets a ton of free armor. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be, well, you're supposed to just pick magic into him, you know, but... alright, well, I'm just gonna ban Kate then.
Shall I turn in my badge and rifle as well?
Well, I shouldn't first pick Tom. I was gonna play Tom, but play Rakan. Even though, like, ironically, my Rakan win rate is atrocious on this account. I'm like 33% on Rakan, and then 75% on Braum and 63% on Tom. Now, obviously, this is not a huge sample size, but neither is the Rakan one. I mean, if you combine all of those together, that's what, so that's 17 games played with 3 losses. So 17 divided by 22. %77% on non-Rakan games. My other account, I'm doing... I think my Rakan's pretty good on the other account, though. Sorta. Yeah, I'm like 57% Rakan on the other account. It's just on this one, I don't know what what's going on. Oh, they're picking the Kench, huh? Interesting, interesting. Yeah, exactly. I mean, good Graves play. Why are people playing Cho? Is it just because Warmogs is so good right now? We had a Cho yesterday, Cho mid. Or the enemy had it, and we just ran over it. I don't know. Wait. Oh, it's, yeah, Cho top, LeBlanc mid. I guess it doesn't matter. All 3 of these room pages are literally the same thing. I saw that Brazil and North America are basically merging. Like, all of the Americas. My question is, how often are they gonna play each other? Because like plane tickets, probably pretty crazy for something like that. They're just calling it like America's North and America's South, like two different divisions of it, which seems odd. Why would you not? But and I think you get it from different places, right? Like you get invitations. Okay. Like, is it still just 4 teams? Is it 4 teams total from all of the Americas get to go to Worlds? I mean, the North American teams are probably just going to crush the Brazilian teams, I guess, to start with. I think they're trying to get the Brazil fan base, just, like, trying to pull them all together for, like, advertising bargaining and for higher viewership numbers, potentially. Okay. Well, I mean, more competition is a good thing. I think ultimately it's good. Some people are saying that, like, it was bad for Brazil because they had their own thing going on or whatever. It was growing, but it's like now you get even more recognition. You get better, you get more competition, better competition. You're probably going to level up. It's a lot more likely you're going to be able to get sponsor deals, potentially.
It's a revolution.
Right? Like, I mean, I feel like everybody's eventually going to be, like, a winner in that. Because now people, I mean, yes, some of the Brazilian teams, I think they had more than 8 teams or whatever. So, yeah, some of the, like, the worst couple of teams are going to get cut. But those best players from those teams can still find a home on a different team. Or they can go to the Tier 2 and, like, relegate up. I love they're doing a promotion system. So that, I think that will get people to watch the lower tier a little bit more. Because it's like, at least the finals of the tournament for the lower tier or whatever, to see who's going to get promoted up. Or potentially promoted up. It used to be, if you were in relegation, you had to beat... cheese so hard. I guess I should have just worded that. Like, you had to beat the bottom tier LCS team. So you didn't automatically get promoted. You still had to be better than the bottom tier LCS team. So I think it's good for competition if that's a thing. But yeah, just having it, like, not be consequential at all is just, like, why would you ever watch the Tier 2? Unless it's, like, a college team or something and you just liked, I don't know, showing some love. But now that they could actually get promoted up, it's probably worth at least watching the finals for some people. Yeah, I'm going to go Rakan. Or I'm going to go Warmogs on basically everybody. Unless for some reason I play an Enchanter. We're not getting that destroyed. We're down on XP, which is probably the most annoying thing. But we're only down like 3 CS, so it's not that bad. Please don't let him get 4th shot you. Okay.
I need some fun.
Rough. Fortunately, they're just missing a lot of open CS.
I will make them dance. I will make them hear. They're scared of darkness. They're scared of magic. They are scared of where
Yeah, I mean, Warmogs is just pretty much get that on everybody, unless it's an Enchanter. And possibly even some Enchanters, to be honest. Like, Enchanters that don't scale that well with plus healing and shielding. Like, I could see getting it on Lulu, maybe. Maybe that's a bit too extreme, but... He didn't grayskin, okay. Okay, I'm gonna get Ionians. They don't have that much CC. They do have Jhin, but yeah. Some guy argue. I mean, I really, it's pretty close to that, honestly, that you should get it no matter what. Because it's like, it's got some of the highest defense. But it's that movement speed that's just like crazy on it. Like the 15% out of combat movement speed and 5% in combat, it's just nuts. That tower delay is so obnoxious. I mean, it's like, the healing is nice, but you don't even really, like, need that. Just the flat health and the movement speed is already incredibly good. That's what I, like, was underestimating. I didn't realize it gave you the 10% out of combat movement speed. I was just thinking about the healing, because historically you just got it in a poke, and that was just about it. I don't know what they're warding. They probably got Scuttle. They don't do it that fast though. Are we gonna hit 6 or are we gonna? I think we're gonna hit it first. I'm just gonna get out. I could maybe try to kill him.
If it don't get out of control, it is hard.
How close is he to 6?
Humans think that to believe
Do they have that warded? I guess they probably do.
that's their problem.
Oh, we got him. Nice. Nah, I don't think we're gonna do it. Woof. I misclicked for a second, almost didn't get out. Yeah, I don't remember when they added that in, like the movement speed on it. It didn't used to have that for sure, at a certain point. I think they probably got a bunch of wards up in here, but... Are y'all serious?
Enemy rampage.
My God. Is he getting? He's getting Blade of the Ruined King? Is that still good? I don't know. God, Cho's just getting annihilated top. I mean, tanks just have, like, no shot against Camille, I don't think. Cho, in general, is such a bad tank, like, by 2024 design standards. Oh my God. He still had heal, right? Or did he just fleet heal off of that? I should have just run out. Every time I try to, like, go for a kill, it would have been, like, Tom Kench probably would have killed me back anyways.
They think they can catch me.
I wasn't sure about the status of Kench's Guardian. Like, there's just so many things that can go wrong with that. He's gonna have a fleet proc. Don't remember the status of his heal. Didn't know status of Guardian. I should have just... Rakan's just not good at soloing, cleaning up stuff, usually. And I could have just gone out. I didn't have to try.
Feel good? Let's kick some ass.
I don't think we can kill her. These two are annoying. Varus is gonna get destroyed by that Ahri. Yeah, it's just like insta death. Like, we can't have this matchup. I guess we got a kill back, but yeah, it's kind of every lane's getting blown out. Where's this timer? I never noticed that in the bottom right there. Oh, when bounties are coming in. Alright.
I got freedom. I got a live. I got a cause.
Has been destroyed.
I mean, they're gonna be like around there.
Magic is supposed to be scary. Love is supposed to hurt. Ecstasy?
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Way. Please, sniper. Nice. Okay, good. Thank God she just decided to taunt. People always say, like, oh, that's so unrealistic. This movie villain should have just killed him instead of standing around taunting and gloating about it. It's like, you ever played League of Legends?
Your turret has been destroyed.
People do that all the time. So what's the point in actually killing somebody? Like, most of the time, it's not even about killing them. It's about, like, you know, telling them about how amazing you are, or how much you outsmarted them, or whatever. Like, who cares if they're dead? For most people, most of these super villains, it's all about ego tripping. Just like the same thing in League of Legends. Not about winning. About letting the other person know you're better than them.
Time to get it started.
Oh my god, Camille's here too.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
What I'm bringing.
Everybody's just dying everywhere. This game's gonna be extremely difficult.
I don't need to understand the plan. I trust it.
I mean, if they have a meltdown around Baron or something, Camille is up 2 levels and 50 CS. I mean, we do have the grubs. Like, I don't know. We could get a split push miracle, I guess, but I feel like Cho is in the running for worst champ in the game. I feel like he's definitely in the bottom 5 or 10%. She's gonna go over the wall, and it's not gonna matter. Maybe just ban Camille. Just let him have Caitlyn. Because it just feels like people are actually picking Camille every game. She's not that hard to play. And she's just so hard to deal with when she's ahead. Especially in Warmog meta, where a bunch of people are going to be playing Warmogs, like, blind. And Camille just obliterates that stuff.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I miss Zion.
I don't have ult.
You're only given a little spark of that.
He didn't even go Warmogs, he went Heartsteel.
For humans, magic is like fire. For us,
I mean, in, like... Because in a team fight, if Cho lands stuff...
and that's why I love it.
Maybe. It's bottom, I think. What? Wow. What the... How long was that fear? I guess I don't have mercs. Alright, I guess I should have just ulted instantly. Hey, this champ is getting banned. It's like no tank items, just runs through, takes 3 tower shots to chase somebody, no problem. I thought him like R'ing me was stupid. Did Jin also? Jin probably also followed up with a W on me. Jin's so annoying. I'm like, well, they don't have any CC, so I might as well not get mercs. But then it's like, well, but Jin basically has an Ash arrow on a 10-second cooldown, so I mean, it's like a 2-second CC. It's not quite Ash arrow, but it's a very, very long CC for a standard ability on an 80 carry. Fucking Big Mama's gonna come over here. Oh, they already... No, it hasn't spawned yet. Show's not even that tanky, man. They're just melting him. There was... Is Nocturne's Fear? Like, Nocturne's Fear is not 2.5 seconds. I don't know. It felt like it activated really quickly, too. Because I was going to just W away. I guess I should have just W'd instantly and pulled the Nocturne back further into the team and then probably ulted him. Q him and then ult. Q him to break the shield, because he always just turns on the spell shield when he goes in. Just Q him, knock that off, and then ult.
I feel like my allies aren't recognizing how amazing my cloak is. I mean, seriously, it's rude. Am I not magnificent?
Oh, he's so annoying. At least Cho's getting some farm. He's still really far behind on the farm, though.
I dance because I'm free.
Oh my god, what the fuck? She can buffer that? Dude, what? Okay. I guess at least we got that. Okay, does she have... okay, she does have Merc Treads, but... okay. Camille trolled that. By not stopping her back. Because I think if she just doesn't stop her back and they just walk out together, then there's no way we kill him. She doesn't need the back timing that badly.
You weren't a little frightened?
Really wish Graves went a crit item first. I just feel like Ghostblade is not enough. What do I get next? Just Val, I guess. Nocturne did flash too. 2.2. Yeah, but there's no way he's maxing Fear though, right? Like, I guess he's level 13. You probably max it second, I would guess. So tanky at all.
I need my love to hurt. Hero. I don't apologize for it. I feel good.
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Man.
I dance because I'm free.
Alright, just stick to the Tom. Can we just kill Tom, man? Just at least something. So annoying. CC lasts so long. At least those idiots took inhibitor. The LS special. I mean, they're gonna be on it, right? Or oh my god, did we kill him though? I mean, I charmed him, several of them. Now they just kite show around. We just out comped so hard. Yeah, I mean they're just gonna win off that. Well, Blanc is not great right now. She's okay if you're really good on her. Cho'Gath just feels horrible. He got completely stomped in a game yesterday too. I'm not sure about Graves. Varus felt really underpowered. They did have a lot of dive on the Varus, I guess, but Cho is like F tier, and I'd say Varus and LeBlanc are probably like C or D tier. Graves is probably like C tier. Camille is possibly the best champ on the patch. Definitely in the conversation. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't on most supports. I mean, you can do Legend Haste if you want, but I don't think it's good most of the time. I would personally just not give up Zombie Ward Ulti Hunter on hardly any support. Possibly Enchanters if you're going airy and you want to get revitalized, you're getting a lot of plus healing and shielding. Maybe. But I wouldn't give up Zombie Ward. It's just too much vision. It's too powerful. It ends up being 30 AP also. So you're getting like 600 gold worth of AP and, you know, like 20 more wards per game. And then Ulti Hunter is extremely good too. You know, Ulti Hunter is going to give you like 30 ability haste on your ult. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't go for that. I mean, the only other thing is like if you're playing something that can get like jack of all trades, maybe. But we've talked about that a million times. It's just too hard to get that. I think on most champs. The problem is a lot of the stuff in the inspiration tree is just not that good. The other runes aren't that great on support. Like in theory, if you're playing a tank, like maybe you could go down the Guardian tree, and then if you're intending on getting Frozen Heart, maybe you could get like Moonplate, Frozen Heart, or something like that, and then get like free boots and Jack. But most tanks don't benefit that much from the AP anyways, from the 25 AP or AD. I mean, it's still really good, but I don't know. It's extremely situational. On just most supports, I would just get Ulti Hunter Zombie Ward. I know there might be some pros that do it a little differently, but I think especially for solo queue where people aren't going to challenge you on the vision as much, you're going to get a lot of value out of those zombie wards. I mean, that's why my vision score is like challenger level vision score or something. It's just, like a lot of it is just the zombie wards. I don't know if it is on this account or not. It's gonna, okay, it's not gonna show each one. I don't know, my win rate's really low on Rakan, but yeah, it's like higher than master level vision, and a lot of that is because of zombie ward.
I will wait for you to be better.
Get that shit out of there. I'm tired of dealing with her. She's been a menace in like almost every game. I think we had one game where there was a bad Camille. I think Pantheon stomped her. And we just ran over the game so fast it didn't matter. Let's do Tom here.
Call me king, call me demon. Water forgets the names of the drowned.
Man, we just cannot get a good comp. The PD files, what are they? Oh, the top laners. I don't know. I guess it's probably Pantheon. See, I see PDF and I start having nightmares, not because of what those people actually are, which they are monsters, but because of fucking PDFs, dude. The PDFs give me nightmares, man. I hate PDFs. They're so annoying. I had some, entity at my institution. I was writing a student a recommendation. They're like, we're going to need this on a PDF. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, motherfucker, give me access to writing on PDFs. If you want me to do that stuff, my university doesn't even pay for me. Like, I get some of the Adobe suite covered or whatever, but it's all a bunch of nonsense I don't need, and they don't give me the ability to write on PDFs. If I want that, it's $20 a month. Just so I can freaking fill out a PDF. There's probably some third-party jank, like RIP software, where I can risk getting a computer virus to do it. But it's like, what is wrong with Microsoft Word, man? Or Excel or something. Yeah, I'm gonna dodge this, I think. Right, like Malphite and Pantheon are just gonna have a field day. It's just a 5-point dodge. Alright, so it's almost midnight. I gotta remember that for tomorrow. I just can't play another game with all C and below tier champs. VDA. I mean, the benefit of PDF for a major organization, I guess there's potentially some level of finality or security to it. It looks nice. I think you can read it on anything. So there are some benefits, I guess, but it is extremely annoying. Let me make sure I got the dodge off. For people who don't pay for access to that. I guess tenure professors, maybe they have free access to it. Maybe that's why they don't think about it. I don't know. But for everyday Joes, it's just a freaking nightmare. And ODFs, I think that's an Apple thing. I've had students submit files like that. Man, there's some students, bless their heart, dude. I'm like, guys, submit it as a Google Doc. write it as a Google Doc, and some of them just cannot figure it out. Like, I literally show it like every day at the start of class for like a month and ask people like if they have questions about it, and then some people like still just can't figure it out. And I know some students, and I've had students say this like in evals or reviews, are like, he repeats himself so much, like I don't get, he just wastes so much time repeating himself. I'm like, it's because you're the smart kid in class, or not even smart, like you just pay attention and have basic proficiency with technology. But there are people that do not, unfortunately. So it's like either just, and they never say anything, so I don't know until they like start submitting their essays. But I don't know. That's something that I struggle with sometimes. I don't want to repeat myself too much, and there's really no way around just repeating yourself for that. And, you know, asking, you know, encouraging people to ask you questions. But there's some stuff, some skills that I repeat several times, like especially citations, and people just cannot figure it out. And I'm like, do I have to give a quiz on this or something? Like, it's not hard, but I don't like doing quizzes or tests. But maybe I could just do a one-time, like, quiz for citations. There's a professor that used to do that I, like, mentored under a long time ago, and I was just like, oh, quizzes suck, why would you do it? But they just will not pay attention. I'm like, guys, get this, parentheses, last name of the author, space, page number, close parentheses. Doesn't have page numbers, PAR, period, and then the page number, or then the paragraph number. Close parentheses. Doesn't have an author, first important word in the title, in quotes. Like, there's only 2 or 3 variations of it that covers like 90% of the situations. And I'll tell students, I'll be like, first time you mention a source, give me the author's name, title of the work, and then every time you include information from that source, a quote or a paraphrase, give me the parenthetical citation. Last name of the author, space, the page number. That's it. And I swear to God, half of them won't get it. Even if I repeat it like 2 weeks in a row. I mean, I love my students, but I'm like, guys, how can you not understand this? Or just look it up on Google. Or our textbook also says it. I know no one reads the textbook, but fortunately you don't have to to do well in the class. I don't know. Like, some of that stuff is just like, just mind-boggling. Sometimes they won't even include parentheses. They're like, oh, I didn't know we had to do that. I'm like, or they'll do some other style of citations. Maybe they have like AI try to do the citations or something. I don't know. But man, it's like pulling teeth sometimes just to get the right formatting. And I tell them, I'm like, nah, I can tell. It's really, they don't use the AI for that. They might use it to like, or they'll look up how to cite or something. But they really can't. The type of papers that I give them, they really can't do AI with it. AI wouldn't be good at those types of papers. That's right, you're in his eye. Permaban Ari. Ari's definitely worthy of a ban. Yeah, I'm just banning Camille. Like, Ari is annoying, but she can kind of be dealt with. Like, Camille, once Camille gets 2 items, it's going to take 2 or 3 people to kill her. I mean, that is, I am chill, but I don't want to, like, scare them with an iron fist. I try to tell them, I'm like, guys, look, it's not that I'm, like, super OCD about this stuff, and I'm going to be, like, I know it kind of seems like I'm, you know, triggered about it, but I'm like, I'm really not. Hold on, I do Tom? I think I just do Tom here. Tom and a brand is interesting. Like, if he ults...
Call me king, call me demon. Water forgets the names of the drowned.
I mean, I could have done Braum, but... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why. Because of the Faker thing. That's true. I'm not wasting a ban to make a political statement or whatever you would call it. A cultural statement that Riot's not going to care about. I'm going to actually use my ban to try to try to win if I can. But, you know, I try to tell them, it's like, guys, it's not that I'm, like, deeply offended if you use the wrong citation style, but you need to learn how to follow basic directions, because if you can't do that, I was like, I'll still grade it. If it's a little off, you know, as long as you're trying to give credit to your sources, I probably won't take off that many points. But, you know, when you get out there in the real world, they're just going to throw it in the trash. And I tell them stuff like that all the time. I'm like, I'm supposed to care. Most of your teachers, by default, should care. I was like, people in the real world, the default is they do not care. So, if you can't format stuff correctly, or use, like, follow basic instructions, why would they want to hire you when there's 200 other applicants that can, you know? So, I say, you know, ultimately it's going to matter a lot more just the fact that you can read and understand and follow directions for basic stuff, right? If it's like super high level critical thinking where there's, you know, different interpretations and blah, 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 you know, okay. You can have a little wiggle room to be slightly quote unquote wrong about something. But when it comes to like how to cite the way they're asking you to cite, there's really not interpretation for most of that. No, I'm not really that worried about Udyr. Udyr is good, but I don't think he's worth dodging just for him. It is, but it's a lot more casual audience now, too. I mean, college is basically high school 2.0. I'm saying a lot of these kids, honestly, as much as I love them and they're great, like, if it was hyper-competitive, right, which is how it was, because admissions were much, much lower, I think, even though college was way cheaper, even proportionally, considering inflation back then. A lot of people just didn't go to college because they didn't think they needed to. They're just going to, you know, work at their dad's store or at the same company their dad worked for or whatever, you know, back in the day. But now it's just so pushed for everybody to go to college, and there's such rampant grade inflation that, you know, at a lot of colleges, especially public institutions, it's really like not that elite. I mean, it still kind of is, but I think it's something like a third of people get 4-year degrees now. In the United States, at least. Even just 5 or 10 years ago, it was only 20%. So it's gone up a lot. But they're just letting so many people in because it's a business. And ultimately, I think that's a good thing. I don't think everybody needs to go to college. I think you can be very successful and not go to college. I think there's a lot of post-high school stuff you can do, training you can do. You know, electrician, plumber, realtor, cosmetology. You know, there's a lot of things you can do. Why are we invading as Kayn? Why are we invading an Udyr as Kayn? Isn't Udyr extremely good level 1? Not like extremely, but better than Kayn. I don't know. But so I don't think everyone needs to go, but I think that it's nice for the people that want to go, that they can. And I just don't sweat the small stuff anymore. I just try to see, like, my job is not to correct every is I just don't have time to fix every little grammar problem that they were like never taught in high school or middle school. I just try to say, okay, these are the cards I've been dealt. And I just try to like maximize I like prioritize what's important. What are they actually going to need to do to become a better professional and a better critical thinker in their own personal life? And that's what I prioritize the most. The other stuff, like, kind of counts, but not as much, right? If you splice a comma, it's not great, but, you know, a lot of people, they just have so much bandwidth. You know what I mean? If you just fill their paper up with red and mark every single thing, and I used to not do exactly that, but kind of close to that beforehand, they're just going to shut down and not really learn that much from the class. So I just say, okay, what are like 1 or 2 things per page max? Okay, they're dead though, right? Really?
An enemy has been slain.
Oh god.
An ally has been slain.
Double?
Enemy double kill.
Well, I thought Kane was actually going to go, but he hesitated until after like I was already beat down and exhaust was done. Yeah, I mean, military's another good option. I had a friend that went in, and he was like an airline mechanic or something. And now he, I think, is an airline mechanic for, you know, commercial airline now. I've had several friends that went in. Well, that's a bit different, but they finished undergrad, and then they went to med school in the military. Oh, and we're just getting blown the hell out. God, he's gonna fucking die. Huh. Oh, it's top Ezreal, huh?
I refuse to succumb to culinary degradation.
Dude, that's so early. Got our waves in a terrible spot. Can you get him? Okay, nice. Nice. There we go. That's what we need. Wait, blasting wand? The fuck? No, 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 no! I can't, dude. Just.
I demand an entree. I have a hunger for.
I know you gotta push it in, but just don't get caught, man. I know it sucks, but. Is that the new tech? What's up, Sam? Which is, yeah. So I think it's, I think it's like college is very useful, I think, for a lot of people and what they might want to do, but it's not for everybody, and I think that's fine. I think it should be a good option for people that like to sit and do office job type of stuff, but for people that like to do more hands-on stuff, or even like sales, I don't know. More performative type of stuff, hands-on or performative stuff. It's not like as much if you're not doing a lot of research or whatever.
An enemy has been slain.
Is Rod? Is this some new tech on Smolder? Rod Smolder?
All the world's a river, and I'm its
It seems really weird, right? Like, usually you want ability haste.
A true meal requires foresight to manifest. I am appetite focused.
It's literally one minion off. Maybe I should have waited. Can I zone him?
I am the River King.
Whoa, that's doing a lot of damage. Okay. Their little ball thing is doing a ton.
To covet is to starve.
Udyr power. Udyr, your homie.
No true hunger can be abated.
Yeah, I think the big thing about college that really gets overlooked, again, like, you don't have to go to college, especially with YouTube and all these podcasts and stuff. You know, you can learn about almost anything you want, and really, you know, at a basic, you know, non-academic, just kind of basic level, you know, you can learn stuff. But college is kind of like what you said. It's like, can you learn stuff on your own on YouTube and find good podcasts and all that stuff? Yes, you can. Will you do that? Probably not, right? I mean, maybe. You have to be really, like, self-driven. But there's a lot of stuff you can learn that you may not even know that you wanted to learn. And there's a lot of skills that you pick up on that you may not even you maybe wouldn't have even thought they were valuable. You might not even remember what they are. Like, I think there's a lot of stuff that's just, like, ingrained in how I think and kind of who I am. And just how I think about others and society and just all kinds of things. Oh, what? Oh my god. That I didn't even, you know, think about. Right? Like I forget the details, but it's still like is ingrained in the way that I think, if that makes sense. It's just like we don't remember hardly anything before, like most people, before you're like 4 years old, but you learn so much, you know, about reality and about yourself and other people and all these like super foundational, fundamental things about us. We don't remember the specific like moments when we learn that stuff, right? We just kind of like know it now and take it for granted. And I feel like college is a lot like that. God. Where it's like a bunch of stuff that you're like, oh, I didn't really learn anything. Like, a lot of these classes were useless. It's like, that's possible. But it's also possible that, you know, there was some useful stuff in there. You just can't really, like, differentiate it from the rest of your knowledge. Yeah, you're right, Sam. I think the hard thing is just like not knowing where to look or how to vet information. Like, you have to know the words to search for. You have to have a basic understanding of something, too. And you have to know it even exists. Right? Like, a lot of the cool stuff, at least for me, that I look up was, like, suggested by somebody else, you know? But yeah, you kind of have to start that chain somewhere.
Let us eat voraciously and overindulge.
Enemy has been slain.
True appetite never.
So yeah, you definitely can do it. Especially if, you know, it just depends on who you're watching. Who you're, you know, it kind of depends on your friends, your family, stuff like that, your co-workers, kind of just your network of knowledge. Okay, I'll let him eat that. No wave. No, that's bail. God.
An enemy has been
Why
slain.
should our hunger for adventure ever be seen? Now we shall gluttonize.
Ally has been slain.
I should have just eaten him and known something like that was going to go on.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice.
Has destroyed a turret.
I don't have Demolish? Why the hell do I have Font?
Where is that taste?
I guess that kind of makes sense. For the sustain.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I shall return to this establishment.
Killing spree.
I don't have W, or I would W in. He's probably got backup too. I need to just back.
Gluttony is impossible.
Uh,
Ally has been slain.
feels so useless to enemy damage. What do you mean? It's the Reju bead in laning phase, depending on your matchup, is pretty decent. But yes, later on, HP regen is one of the weaker stats. But early on, it's good. Especially on like a Tom or a Braum who are going to be getting poked a lot. Why the fuck is she there? Dude, that was an insane, like, bait. He didn't have ult? She's just sitting there in that bush waiting the whole time?
I have tastes that aren't easily pacified. Another snack.
I guess she's like taking red. Or, I mean, she's probably just waiting on Kane to come face check. I assume, but man, that was just felt so random. I didn't want to KS. How many stacks Smolder have? 130. That doesn't seem good. I feel like you need the ability haste ASAP on her, because the whole thing is about the stacks, right?
Nothing escapes hunger.
No, you're asleep. We got his ghost, it's fine. I think he could have just walked out of that. I'm not sure why he ghosted. Can we fight this? Again, why the why are they there? Like, oh my god. I'm gonna have a stroke. Why are there two people just standing here when top wave's not pushed in? Like, what are they doing? Why are they there? They didn't come through here. Were they just literally both walking together over here? Like, they're just really, like, throwing me off here. This is not random. Like, I had vision here. We had vision here. Like, I knew Nautilus was there, Udyr, and Brand. But then all of a sudden, Ezreal and Akali are just right here. There's no objective. Oh my god. The squad, man. They're just always fucking there. God, the burn. Victor cleans him up, though? Oh my god, the shield! How many shields? Oh, come on, does he burn out? I don't think so. I mean, there actually was an objective near that one, so I probably should have been counting on them being sort of close, but... I need to get a big magic item here.
Your turret has been destroyed.
It feels like they do almost all magic. Oops, wrong way.
I search for bargains wherever fools cross my domain. Yes.
Damn, she fucking ran away.
An ally has been slain.
I can get in anywhere.
The only real sin is to deny a craving. Give it to me!
Alright, I think it's too risky. They're all gonna be running over there.
Keep me out.
I need to get like chaotic return.
Regrettably, I must retire in order to find a digestion. Everyone ends downriver.
Sorry, you're in out.
Actually,
Unusually lively here. Yeah, but sometimes you can. Yes, I would buy Ruby Crystal if you have the choice, but sometimes you can't wait. He was definitely gonna die. I finally saved somebody. For once.
delicious. I shall return to this establishment shortly.
Alright.
My diet is
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times in the early game where you only have 300 gold. You know what I mean? Or you might want to control ward. If you have like 375 or 400 gold, you might want to read you bead plus control ward. So yeah, I mean, I agree. Most of the time you would want Ruby Crystal, but there's a lot of situations where you're just not going to have the gold for it.
Where is it?
No, it adds up. I mean, again, it's not a perfect item, but it's something. You can buy at 300. It's not like a cloth armor. Fuck, I just told him to watch out for that. You gonna burn?
An enemy has been slain.
Maybe not.
Unstoppable.
Appetite never wanes.
See which way he ran. He's just too fast. Yeah, you can't. Jungler cannot gank bottom when Baron's up. I mean, this isn't bronze. Oh, he's right there? Alright. That's worth it, because that should give us Dragon. And that gets one more Baron off. Baron on Udyr is really annoying.
The river never stops.
So he can pressure side lane so well. Yeah, push this. Pressure this.
We shall play.
I didn't touch it. There we go, yeah, I did. Want to get the XP on it.
Dominating.
Nice. Well, that's up to you. I would spend your gold on early backs. I mean, obviously, it's an early back thing. So it's basically 100% base health regen. A lot of tanks are probably going to start at like 10 at least. So that's 60 health per minute. So if you're staying out there for 3 minutes before you back most times in the early game, then that's 180 health, right? So that's about a ruby crystal. I think, isn't ruby crystal literally 180? So if you stay for 3 minutes, it's going to give you that on most tanks. Now, that's not going to help you in an all-in burst situation. Flat health is way better. But, you know, if you're going to be there for 3+ minutes, and it's a component of an item anyways, like, you already have to buy it. So why not buy it early while it's still the most useful, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, if it wasn't a component of Warmogs, you never buy it, right? Like, it's not a component of Zeke's, it's not a component of Locket. Most tank items, it's not a piece of. So I wouldn't buy it unless you're specifically going Warmogs. Or something else that uses it, but I think not spending 300 gold on like your first few backs is probably a mistake. Unless you really, really like need to complete a component or something. You almost always stay for 3 minutes during the laning phase before a back, unless you're just constantly getting blown out or blowing them out. I mean, it's the lowest priority item, but it's something. So, I mean, yeah, it's like situational, but you have to buy it anyways if you're going to complete Warmogs. So would you rather buy it at 5 minutes into a game or 15 minutes into a game? Where are you going to get more value? Can't tell, like, it's so close. I want to chomp him, but I don't want to waste it. I was waiting for a Kali to ult. Maybe she did, and I just didn't see it. She was probably waiting on me to chomp before she ulted. Is he gonna flash for him? I think we should probably just back. Wait, what? Double TP? Oh, they have 3 freaking TPs? Are you serious? Okay, do I get the assist? I thought Tom Kinch was going to go for the hook on him, so I ate it early. Freaking overstayed. I don't have ult. Oh my god. Oh, we don't have Kane though. I don't know. I mean, I've kind of made my case to LB. You do whatever you want, man. Follow your heart. I don't really... I don't see a lot of merit in debating it that much more. It's the worst item that you have to buy for Warmogs. So, do with that what you will. I would personally buy it if you have 300 gold and you already have boots. Or if you're just getting blown out in your lane. On a tank, it's going to give you roughly 180 health over 3 minutes. So it just depends on how much that matters for you, but I think there are situations where you would want to buy it. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. 180 health does make a difference. Early game, how much health are you going to have? Like 800 or something as a tank? It's probably 18% more health if you have 1,000. Like that's pretty big. Again, would I get it over Ruby Crystal? No. Would I get it over Boots? Probably not. But there's some times where you have 300 gold, 700 gold, you know, whatever the case is, some multiple where you're going to have 300 laying around after a buy. You have to buy it anyways. Again, I wouldn't buy it if it wasn't a component for an item that I'm getting. But since it is, might as well. Nice. All right, we got it, boys. Jungler stacked Richu beat. Yeah, I think it used to be... Well, it wasn't better, it was just cheaper. It was like 150 for 50% regen. Again, it is kind of lane dependent, but if it comes to just sitting on 300 gold or buying Reju Bead, if that's the option, if Reju Bead is a component of items that you need, I would probably buy Reju Bead. Everybody played pretty well. I guess I'll give it to the Kayn. The Kayn was really the turbo hard carry, but the Smolder actually did pretty well. I was not sure about that build with Rod first, but she was doing quite a bit of damage early. All-seeing. The 55 armor. Okay, he did have Spirit Visage. I could have walked up and eaten the Volibear, but I figured it was better just to protect the backline carries. Volley just lives however long he lives, and that's fine. Silly goose. Brand 70k damage. He's like the only one doing any damage on their team. I mean, Brand almost always puts up big numbers though, and we had a lot of melees. I guess we had 3. Smolder did pretty good damage. Is that a normal item on Smolder though? That's it for the games for me, unfortunately. I have to get up and actually have a school meeting in the morning, and I've still got to read some for it. It's like this summer group thing where they're like, hey, You had to like apply for it, and it's like a $500 basically boost to your paycheck if you show up for like 4 of these training / discussion sections about some changes that are going on next year, and they wanted me to read some stuff for it. Still haven't read it, so I'm gonna have to read that in the morning. It's not very long. It's just like 5 pages. But let me see here. What is it? It was Smolder. No, it's weird. It's weird. Most people either go Trinity Force or Essence Reaver, Spear of Shojin. Yeah. I mean, it's got good stats. I guess it does give you some sustain in lane, right? Because it's got Catalyst. So maybe that was like his answer for sustain for the poke through Brand, was to try to get this item. I mean, he was hitting pretty hard. Like, it does pretty good AP damage, but I think the main thing you want is ability haste on Smolder early, because that allows you to get your stacks faster. And Essence Reaver was just buffed. Like, 70 AD is pretty good. So yeah, it looks like people are on the either Essence Reaver or Trinity, similar win rates, and then just Shojin. Non-ultimate spells gain 15 ability haste. Yeah. So it's 35 ability haste on your Q, basically. I mean, because he's just all about spamming Qs over and over and over again, both to farm and team fight, so. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could look earlier. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, the sustain in our specific lane, I guess, might make a little more sense, but no. I think just an all caps YouTuber was maybe promoting it. Because he doesn't need the mana. I'm pretty sure his spells are super cheap. So I don't think he needs the mana. Health is nice. AP is like okay on him, I guess. Yeah, like he has AP ratios, but it doesn't have the ability haste on it. And I think that's the thing that he wants the most. It's just all about getting those stacks. And I think he got it just to try to survive the all-in a little bit better for the health, and just so he had sustain with Catalyst. But I don't think it was optimal, probably. I think he would have been better off with either Essence Reaver or Trinity first, rather. But anyways, okay. Well, that's it. Thank y'all very much. As always, I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see if I can get on a little bit earlier. Maybe we can do 3 games. It'll be Friday, so maybe I can stay up a little bit later. But anyways, good chat, good conversations. Sorry I was woke up here in Izak with the screeching. But thanks. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.